Thank you for joining us on Business Now. I am Deborah Eze. The Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative has asked the federal government not to go back on its decision to hold subsidy on premium motor spirit, despite the opposition against the move. NEITI also announced that it had commenced a study to determine the actual consumption of petrol in Nigeria, stressing that the high PMS consumption figures being released by some agencies of government were not correct. The executive secretary of the group, Ogbonnaya Orji, disclosed this in Abuja while speaking to journalists on the sideline of the Stakeholder Validation Workshop on 2022 Annual Progress Report for Nigeria's extractive industries. Orji said subsidies had placed a lot of impediments on transparency and accountability in the management of revenues from the oil and gas industry over the years. He stated that NEITI knew that subsidy removal will throw up a lot of other issues, adding that one of those issues that they know will happen is the actual consumption figure of petrol. Governor Doyediri of Bayelsa State has called for an urgent amendment of the Petroleum Industry Act. Diri made the call on Tuesday when the new commander of the Joint Military Task Force Operation Delta State, Rear Admiral Eugenio Ferrari, and other officers paid him a courtesy visit at the government house, Yenagua. Describing the act as a time bomb, he noted that the amendment is sacrosanct in order to address the flaws in the legislation. According to him, the act reviews would go a long way in tackling the ongoing crisis between oil companies and their host communities. He, however, expressed happiness that the petroleum industry now has an act that guides the operations, but stressed that the urgent need for an amendment which it says will enhance conflict resolution between oil companies and their host communities. Fuel prices are expected to rise even further due to an increase in depot price, which have reached 490 naira per litre. Consequently, some private downstream companies in Lagos are selling fuel at price higher than the fixed rate of 488 naira per litre. According to reports, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited depot continues to sell fuel to major marketers at 466.52 naira per litre. However, private depot are selling fuel at 490 naira per litre, and as a result, fuel pump prices have risen in certain areas of Lagos State. NNPCL stations are selling fuel at a fixed rate of 488 naira per litre, while major marketers sell fuel between 488 naira and 492 naira per litre. Independent marketers who purchase from private depot at 490 naira per litre are selling to consumers at prices above 500 naira per litre, while black market traders who take advantage of fuel hoarding by some fuel stations are selling fuel at higher prices. The United Kingdom has announced its readiness to cut tariffs on products from Nigeria and other developing countries. According to a statement released by the British High Commission in Abuja, the step was to restore trading rules and save businesses and consumer millions of pounds a year. This came following the country's new post-Brexit developing countries trading scheme covering not less than 60 nations and commencing action on Wednesday. The scheme removes or reduces tariffs and simplifies trading rules so that more products qualify for the scheme, making it more generous than the EU scheme the UK was previously a member of. The scheme will also benefit developing countries looking to diversify and increase exports, driving their prosperity and creating jobs. Following the recent floating of the Naira by the Central Bank of Nigeria, the external debt burden of the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory has risen to 3 trillion naira. The CBN had last Wednesday directed deposit money banks to remove the rate cap on the Naira at the official investor and exporter window of the foreign exchange market to enable its free float against the dollar and other global currencies. According to data from the FMDG exchange, the latest developments led to an immediate decline in the value of the Naira, which fell from 471 per dollar to 664.04 per dollar at the investors and exporters FX window. On Tuesday, June 13, a day before the CBN exchanged its foreign exchange policy, the total external debt stock of states was $4.46 billion at 471 naira per dollar as of end of December 2022. By Friday, the debt stock, while retaining its dollar value of 4.46 billion US dollar, had grown to 2.96 trillion naira at 663.04 naira per dollar, which means the states will need revenue in local currencies to pay their foreign obligations. With an estimated 2.4 million people said to have left Nigeria in the last 5 years, a report by the World Economic Forum shows that Nigeria has the highest number of highly skilled immigrants leaving the country in Africa to other developed climes for greener pasture. Samson Olatunde, a digital entrepreneur, media and growth strategist, who was on iBrandTV's Business Breakfast program on Wednesday, spoke about its economic implications.
The reality is that many things are wrong in terms of foundational. Many things are wrong. I mean, people get into the space of leadership not to serve, but because of what they want to get, because of the packages that are available for them. And so first, the cost of running governance is extremely high, and that is affecting almost everybody within a space in the country, right? Two is that there's no template. Template in the sense that another person comes in, there's no continuity. There's no template to say, this is what we want to achieve in 40 years in this state, in this country. And then the next president who is coming, the next governor who is coming, the next commissioner who is coming, it goes through that same template to continue. So there's no continuity. So automatically there will be a lot of what is currently happening in any part of the world if all of that is not in place. Number three, why do we have these issues in terms of human capital? Because of the fact that, you see, when you look at the curriculum, just check our curriculum, 6334. I mean, look at the curriculum from the primary school to secondary school to higher institution. I mean, even the teachers are struggling to teach. The teachers don't even have more knowledge to teach the students who are in there. The students even have more access to information on the internet because of the fact that they are techie, but their teachers are not techie, their lecturers are not techie. You know, you get into a university setting, lecturers are just in there. They probably want to sell their books, their manuals, and passing students. So people literally go to school in this part of the world, Nigeria, just to pass the exam, not really using the information they've gathered. Many, I'm talking about many now, graduates. So by the time you begin to interview a graduate, you realize that it doesn't even have a vision. It doesn't have other skills that is informal, that he or she must have acquired.